welcome to the premiere episode of Pandora's Box. Thank you for joining me. Tonight, we'll be looking at our very first case, the cryptid file, the Dogman. The Dogman, in my humble opinion, is perhaps one of the most frightening cryptids of all of them. I would dare to say that even Bigfoot may not be as menacing. Our first case brings us to Lynn County, Oregon, March 2017 in the early morning hours. An anonymous person reported this case, so we will respect their privacy. In the early morning hours, a man suffering from back pain sat up reading late into the night and into the wee hours of the morning as his back pain kept him from going to sleep. Suddenly, he noticed his neighbor's motion detector light popping on, which his neighbor was right next door to him. It is important to note, before we go any further, that this is in a rural area, and there are a lot of woodlands near this residence where this incident took place on that early morning day. The gentleman, who will still remain anonymous, reported that as he looked over at his neighbor's light, which the view was outside of his bedroom window, he spotted movement. And he was reported to see a large dog-like creature, at least 8 to 9 feet tall, ears like a German Shepherd, extremely large upper body. He reported that this creature walked right past his bedroom window. And I believe the most frightening thing of all for me would have been the moment when he reported that the creature turned and looked directly at him through his bedroom window, its glowing eyes, intelligent and malevolent. He said the creature was even said to have smirked as it continued on about its business. A truly frightening and very, very scary prospect indeed. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I don't think I would have been living there too much longer. But I digress. We shall continue on. In my further research, I uncovered another case that involved an incident in Lynn County that is potentially a Dogman incident. The town of Albany, Oregon, has a river running near it, and the case is about a woman who was camping out there. She was homeless. It is said that her campsite was discovered one morning. Her tent was ripped to shreds. Her body was also ripped to shreds. They found her deceased, and it was also stated that the police were baffled. They never were quite certain as to who or what could have killed this woman. So was it the Dogman? Was it a serial killer or a robbery? Perhaps not a robbery. The woman was homeless and didn't have a whole lot of resources. Some Dogman cases that I have uncovered, and I will cover in later episodes, have proven to be fatal and unfortunate for some of those who have crossed the Dogman. There is another case that I am familiar with, one that I listened to several times because of the incredible nature of this case. This next incident that I'm about to mention sent chills up my spine, and I'll cover it in a later Dogman issue in more depth. But basically, a man who owned a farm was driven off of his land by a Dogman encounter, which subsequently led to being harassed by multiple Dogmen, according to his account. It was a dangerous situation, and the gentleman felt that his family was in jeopardy. So they unfortunately had to sell and move off of their property. So what is the dog man? So is the dog man a lichen? Lycanthropy is described in the dictionary as the supernatural transformation of a person into a wolf as recounted by folktales, or a form of madness involving the delusion of being an animal, usually a wolf, with correspondingly altered behavior. So is dogman a lichen? Does this define what dogman is? Or is dogman something else entirely? This is truly an awesome and frightening cryptid, and Dogman offers a fascinating glimpse into what is possible in the animal world, perhaps. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed Pandora's Box. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And please make sure to stay tuned for more amazing, bizarre, unusual content. Good night.